It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here.
And I'm
really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. Me too. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the Magic in Orlando. Checking out the Magic, they're determined to begin the season as winners, to make all their off-season planning and hard work in the preseason pay off. You know what they say, you only get one chance to start the season with a win, and tonight is their chance. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they gotta have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
We're at the sold-out Amway Center. This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. This crowd is really ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Magic. And before we get going, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. David, what do you have to say?
Well, guys, he told me that today is all about setting the tone for the rest of the season series with this team. He said they're going to be a tough opponent for us every time we see them, and we've got to let them know right now, today, that we're going to be just as tough for them. We'll find out, indeed, if they can set the right tone, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Clark, tonight in this matchup, young teams, not a lot of experience, and there are tough things for these young players to pick up as they make their journey, I know, through the NBA.
You're really right on top of it there, Kevin, because young players tend to be more emotional, and that doesn't always serve you well. Being poised and calm and confident is what you see from veteran players. Understanding game situations and having the presence of mind to be aware in all situations is part of what sometimes isn't prevalent with young players.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Winslow is out there with James Johnson, and it's Whiteside in at the center position. Now here's Fournier. And stolen by Whiteside. In transition, here comes Miami. Dragic has got the ball. The shot missing.
And, you know, the defense was probably in the C-plus range there. I mean, I'm sure he feels like that's one he should have made, that layup.
And Whiteside sends it back. Dragic gets the bucket. Dragic has got the first basket of the game for Miami.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
And it's Miami's ball. In transition, here comes Miami. Shot's good by Waiters. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Inside, it's stolen by Johnson. And here again, the Heat in transition. Up the court they go. It's hauled in by the Magic. And by virtue of the NBA schedule, their first game of the new year is against Miami.
Yeah, two conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Got plenty of opportunity here, guys, to get on each other's bad side. I mean, if they weren't already. Should make for some fairly high drama.
Here's Waiters following the basket by Alfred Payton. Whiteside, a screen on Payton. Clock at 6, and it's Dragic off the drive. Off target on the 15-footer.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And Terrence Ross, with probably his best season in 2016-17, shot a career high from the field.
And Kevin, I think he can continue to even get better. I mean, with his bounce, I'd like to see him develop the mid-range shot in addition to his ball handling, because that's a little loose. If he tightens the ball handling up, this guy can get to the rim and become a real force offensively.
That free throw good from Ross.
And probably the one constant of this Miami team the last few years has been their defense. They do a great job of making life difficult for opposing shooters, and it's been anchored by one of the best shot blockers in the game with Whiteside.
And both free throws good for Ross. And the Miami defense is more than just Whiteside blocking shots, as you might say. Greg, they do a great job of limiting opponents' threes.
Yeah, they challenge the 3 ball as well as anybody. Both contest the shot and close out to deny the attempt from even being taken. This roster does a great job of taking away space from shooters.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Fournier. Some last season stats for him. He averaged about 17 points a game, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot. And if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Now here's Gordon. Ross. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
The defense made their presence felt, but Ross is just too explosive down there.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Johnson wide open. He fires. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic.
And guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Yeah, and you know it, Greg. Oftentimes you get that first one to drop and your confidence rises like yeast. It's good to get into a rhythm at the start of the game, no doubt.
Vucevic with the bucket. The Heat with the lead. Waiters outside. Stolen by Gordon. It's Fournier on the wing. Dragic against Payton. Back to Fournier over Waiters. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
When the defense gets a hand in the face of Fournier, he's quite adept at still getting this shot off over.
Dragic the pass to Johnson. Over Gordon. And another basket for Miami.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
The Magic have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Payton against Dragic. Vucevic dishes to Payton. And stolen by Whiteside. And Waiters with the stuff.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
One shot.
Free throw, good. Waiters. And with a lot of players changing their team in the offseason, Clark, I know a hard part of of going to that new team is learning how to play with a new teammate.
You know what? I never had a chance to experience that as an NBA player being traded, but I watched guys go through it, and you're right. It is difficult, much more so than people think, because you're adjusting to a different style, a different chemistry and vibe with your new teammates, and it takes a little while to figure out how you best fit in with your skill set to your new team.
Now here's Dragic after the miss from Vucevic. Dragic kicks to Whiteside, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
The Magic trail by 6. Payton with the ball. Picked by Vucevic. Gordon inside. Johnson on him. And the basket by Gordon.
Nice seeing Gordon get it done over some pretty tight, stingy defense there, showing just how confident he is in the post.
Now here's Dragic. And stolen by Fournier. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And Ross with the slam.
Hey, just put it anywhere up there. T. Ross will go and get it.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Here's Dragic. It's hauled in by Gordon.
It's just one of those games for him so far. Nothing seems to be finding the bottom of the net.
Gordon a screen. Payton kicks to Ross. Five on the clock. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Fournier's shot is off. For Miami, they've gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. And Waiters has it in the corner. Here's Whiteside. Rebounded by Vucevic. Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Gordon inside. He's guarded by Johnson, and it's Gordon missing. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter, and the call will be against Fournier. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Magic, Spates checked in for Vucevic, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Payton. And Miami with a change here too. Johnson's checked in. Now here's Johnson. There's a screen. Waiters outside. Shoots over Fournier. Whiteside. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Heat lead by 4.
Yeah, and the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Ross against Winslow. Spates the pass to Gordon. Over Johnson. Misses off the right eye.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
There's Winslow, and he uses the glass on the layup.
The shooting percentage is really solid so far, fellas. Good start to this game for him.
And Augustine kicks to Gordon. And Whiteside sends it back.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots. Outstanding at getting his arms up and denying shooters.
Now, here's Whiteside. Over Gordon. Waiters outside. Whiteside sets the pick for Waiters. Off the screen. That one a little long.
And, you know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
The shot's good from Fournier.
And Fournier's teammates trust him when he fires the pull-up jump shot. I mean, the defense cannot afford to lay off of him or they're cooked.
Right side a screen. And Waiters kicks to Whiteside. Miami keeps it going. A new 24-second shot clock. Johnson, good.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And the trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Isaac's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Mario Hezonja comes in for Terrence Ross. And Jonathan Simmons subbed in for Evan Fournier. And a new group in for the Heat. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. Olynyk comes in for Johnson. White, he's checked in for Justice Winslow, and Rodney Magruder's subbed in for Waiters. Offensive rebound, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Maurice Spates. Miami shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Yeah, last season, around 71% of the free throws made, and you know what? That has to be a point of emphasis this year.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. One of the hardest things, Clark, to defend in the league is the pick and roll. What do defenders need to key on when they're defending a pick and roll?
Well, I think a couple of things. One is you want to try to dictate where the pick and roll is going to happen and where you want the ball handler to go. And then there's got to be great communication. The 2 guys involved in the screen and roll have to be on the same page. There's got to be a lot of talk. And then the 3 guys maybe not involved have to be ready to help their teammates. So communication, a real sense of trying to dictate to that ball handler where you want him to go and what you want to give up, because you can't take away everything when you're defending a good pick and roll combination.
Here's Augustine. The Magic again can't hit. And here's Miami. They're on a 15-6 run. That's tipped. To the paint. Here's Isaac. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there. Augustine making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
Screen by Olynyk. And it's Johnson penetrating. Stolen. Outside, Simmons. Here's Azania. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Now just a 4-point Heat lead.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Here's Magruder. And it's Spates with the rebound. Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Isaac. And that one is stuffed right through.
Yeah, he's going to flush it every time when he's that close to the rim. You can't allow him to get that kind of position.
Johnson kicks to White. White a screen. Here's Johnson. Here's Adebayo. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Now here is Augustine. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Pass to Azania. Just 5 on the clock. To the inside. Augustine. That's good.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
The Heat with the lead. Johnson kicks to Magruder. There's a good screen. White the pass to Adebayo. Hands the 12-footer. Adebayo's got his second bucket of the night.
He's just able to shoot over people at a high rate.
And you were a good defender, Greg, so you tell me, how do you guard that? I mean, the height, the soft release, not a lot you can do against that combination.
Now here is Augustine. Snatched away. Here's Johnson. Here's Adebayo. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And he's good on the second. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. In the corner, Simmons with it. There's 18 seconds left here in the first quarter. Olynyk with the steal. Now here's Johnson. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. 1 second left. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And so the first quarter is in the books. Heat lead by 5. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
On the court for the Heat, we've got Tyler Johnson. Kelly Olynyk is out there with Adebayo. Then it's White, and it's Magruder in at the 2 spot. Clark, thinking back to all the players you played with, was there one player who you just instantly clicked with on the floor?
Herb Williams was a teammate of mine for 2 years in college at Ohio State, then a couple of years with the Indiana Pacers in my pro career. And he's one of the smartest and best teammates that I ever played with. Had a really good understanding and feel for the game, had a terrific motor, excellent touch, really good athlete for a guy that was 6'11", and is a dear friend. So he was probably my favorite teammate. And, you know, when I went to the Pacers, he had been there the year before and really broke me into the NBA in terms of things that needed to happen off the court to help me be the best I could be. So I'm indebted to Herb for his friendship and his mentorship as I made it from college. Well, actually from high school to college and then from college to the pros.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Orlando Magic do have a stacked front court. They've got plenty of size. Head coach Frank Vogel said, in today's small ball NBA, we think we can beat the heck out of teams in the paint. But shooting has been a hindrance, and he conceded he might have to win some games, 68-65. Kevin?
Going against the grain, DA. Thank you. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for Miami.
You know, I like the strategy here, focusing on the high percentage looks, taking the majority of their shots inside, but their field goal percentage in the paint thus far hasn't been good.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Augustine against Johnson. Now the pass to Hezonja. Simmons, a screen on White. Hezonja kicks to Simmons. And he lays it straight in. Simmons got 5 points in the quarter.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
There's the pick. Poked loose. And Augustine with a clear path to the hoop. And it's good, 2 points. Augustine's got his second basket of the night.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
moment to check out the stats for Johnson, how he performed last season. He put up about 13 points a game last season, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
That one is off.
And Orlando coach Frank Vogel, an assistant coach and advanced scout for about a decade before his first head job with the Pacers, did a terrific job. He helped turn the Pacers into a powerhouse.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Vucevic checked in for Spates, and it's Payton in for Augustine. And Miami also making a switch. Goran Dragic is checked in for Tyler Johnson. And the Pacers made the playoffs 5 out of 6 seasons under Coach Vogel. A conference best 56 wins in 2014.
Yeah, and I was there during some of those wonderful runs. And for many, it was a surprise to see the Pacers look in a different direction. But it is the nature of the business for head coaches, and the former general manager, president with the Pacers, felt like it was just time for a change. So Frank Vogel's in Orlando, has some talented pieces, and now it's just about trying to make those pieces fit.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Magic shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
First free throw is good. And he makes both free throws.
And, you know, the Magic last summer looking to address their biggest weakness, a team really desperate for more perimeter shooting to space the floor.
Now here's White. They set the pick. A rebound by Hazanya. Orlando trailing here. And now Orlando on the break. Here's Isaac. A second chance effort and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, you've got to be careful defending Payton because he's extremely crafty at getting into his defender's body.
It's his first trip to the line. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And with Elfrid Payton at the point, a great penetrator, but not a great shooter. Clark, how important is it that the Magic surround him with shooting?
Well, he is terrific as a playmaker. Great size and can find people, but you've got to have shot makers. That's huge in this game because it's about making shots at some point, inside or out. And the Magic have to at least have 3 high-quality shooters on the floor with a guy like Payton. Or, hey, Payton could become a really good shooter over time.
Here's Magruder. Back to Dragic. Here's the screen. Back to Magruder. Clock at 6. Screen by Olynyk. Here's Magruder. Covered by Payton. And it's Magruder missing. Right side Simmons. Not going to go that time. And it's Miami the other way. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers to end the drought. And it's Magruder missing.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Here's Gordon. Rebound by Olynyk. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Orlando making some changes. Ross comes in for Isaac, and Evan Fournier subbed in for Jonathan Simmons. Then for the Heat, Whiteside's checked in for Adebayo. Johnson comes in for Olynyk, and Dion Waiters subbed in for Rodney Magruder. Now here's Dragic. Johnson with a screen on Payton. Dragic against Gordon. Here's Johnson. The shot, no good. Payton with some nice D. The Magic have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Here's Gordon. Now on the play, basket down, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Magic.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
One shot, find the lanes.
That free throw good from Gordon. And Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, and that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game level intensity.
They get the rebound. Here's Whiteside. It's deflected.
Great play by Ross. I mean, using that bouncing ability at the defensive end, love it.
Fournier, and Whiteside sends it back. And stolen by Gordon. And they're moving it up. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
The Magic have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts. And the first one drops. Clark, as an analyst, do you feel you view the game drastically different from when you were in your playing days in college and the NBA?
Yeah, you know what, Kevin, I really do, because I've benefited from the different coaches we've had a chance to visit with over the years, and that's added to my perspective. And you tend to look at things differently when you're playing. I was always a student of the game, but clearly I think I've become a lot more analytical as an analyst, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Now here's Dragic. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And Evan Fournier out of France, an instinctive offensive player, Greg.
Yeah, favorite player growing up was Manu Ginobili, and you can see some similarities in their games. Fournier possesses long-range shooting, but also able to handle and put pressure on the D with the dribble. And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
Right side a screen, and Waiters kicks to Dragic. Dragic with a screen for Winslow. Shot to stop the run, and it comes off the front of the rim.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
No good from Ross. The Heat trail by 6. Johnson dishes to Dragic. Pass to Waiters. Whiteside a screen on Fournier. Waiters passes to Dragic. Shot clock at 6. Whiteside a screen. Winslow wide open. He fires, and the wing jumper offline. Gordon kicks to Fournier. Stolen by Waiters. And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 3 assists now in this one. Dragic against Payton. There's the dish to Fournier. Passes it to Gordon. There's a screen. Ross passes to Fournier. Another miss by Orlando. The Heat trail by 4. And stolen by Fournier. Here's Ross. Here's Vucevic. Drops in the layup for 2.
Boy, the hustle by Vucevic. I mean, showing real commitment and investment on the glass and finding ways to come up with second chance opportunities for his team. That's very impressive.
Now here's Winslow. 6 points for him. Right side a screen. 6 on the shot clock. No good from Dragic.
I thought he had the space to shoot comfortably there. And you know, Terrence Ross is a former dunk contest champion. Ross has major levitation time.
Miami's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Johnson kicks to Winslow. He dishes it to Whiteside. 6 to shoot. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
I think that just demonstrates how gifted Fournier is. I mean, at 6'7", he's really fast and gets to the rim quickly off the drive.
And Evan Fournier out of France. His father was a judo champion.
And you know, Fournier is conscious of European players' reputation for being more finesse, soft, if you will. And I think he's done a nice job being aggressive at getting himself to the free throw line by playing a more physical game. I think at 6'7", he wants to dispel that reputation as being a finesse guy.
And that one falls for Fournier.
And in a relatively short time, Fournier has really increased his role in the league. I mean, he's a player you have to guard and keep an eye on at all times.
Now here's Winslow. He's got 6. He feeds it to Dragic. To stop the run. And Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Ross on the wing. Covered by Winslow. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. They get Hassan Whiteside. The Magic haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
Shooting 1.
That free throw good from Ross. And the Magic just went through, Clark, the worst 5-year stretch in franchise history.
Yep, and how about the second worst winning percentage in the league? That's where they've been the last half decade. And some failed trades, misses on some draft picks. They've got a really good young coach, though, I think, in Frank Vogel. Had some tough luck in the lottery along the way. At some point, you have to start creating and crafting your own luck. And I think they will. I really do. Frank has proven himself as a good coach. I think it's just a matter of time before the Magic start trending north.
And here's a look at the numbers for Waiters. Last season's performance for him. He averaged about 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
The Heat trail by 14. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Orlando's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Payton kicks to Fournier. Dishes to Vucevic. Back to Fournier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Magic leading by 10. Payton outside. Feeds it to Vucevic. Back to Payton. Good on the bucket. Payton's got 4 points in the quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Waiters with the tip, and Whiteside stays right with it. Whiteside's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in as well.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Spates comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Elfrid Payton.
And, you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
And that one misses. Whiteside earlier in his career didn't have as many options to score, but Greg, he's been very conscious of keeping that improvement of his game, and especially on the offensive end.
And Whiteside has been self-motivated since he's come back to the NBA. He's got the great length. He gets the hooks. He's got that baby hook up over the defenders, the soft shooting touch, and he just continues to improve offensively, all the while still being a force on the defensive side of the floor.
Here's Isaac down low and stolen by White. Kicks it out to Johnson. There's the feed to Olynyk. They set the pick. Inside. Got a piece of it, and they'll keep possession. The Heat have shot just above 55% of the line, going 5 of 9.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
On the free throw, no good.
And this kind of free throw shooting just leaves a coach shaking his head. I mean, they have been awful from the line this quarter.
Here's Magruder, guarded by Simmons. Magruder passes to Johnson. Kicks to Olynyk. Pass to Magruder. Johnson the screen. Here's Whiteside. And the shot falls short this time.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And so it's Orlando with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Elfrid, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. Defense wins games.
It certainly does, Elfrid. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. They did give up a couple baskets more than they wanted to, and at the end of the period, were trailing by 5 points. They completely dominated the second quarter, turning a small deficit at the beginning of the period into a 6-point lead at the half. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Terrence Ross with a strong contribution so far in this one.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last 2 quarters, but I'd love to see him try.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. The Heat trail by 6. Payton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. Ross is the 3 with Gordon at the 4. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. That's who's out there for Orlando.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
Now here's Waiters. He kicks to Dragic. Clock at 6. Vucevic with the block.
Hey, that expansive reach of Vucevic's really helps him on the defensive end. He uses that length to really bother the confidence of shooters.
There's the call on James Johnson. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either, Greg. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Payton against Dragic. Here's Fournier. Excellent D there from Waiters.
I thought he had the space to shoot comfortably there, and disappointed that he missed it.
Here's Dragic from outside. There's Winslow. It's tipped.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half. That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Now here's Vucevic. Back to Payton. Shoots over Dragic. And Payton gets it to go on the assist by Vucevic. Payton's got the first bucket of the third here for Orlando. Waiters outside. There's the pass to Dragic. Whiteside, a screen on Payton. Shot clock at 6. Here's Dragic. Offensive rebound. Whiteside, good.
Well, I like watching him get after it on the glass now, staying active, and usually that leads to good things.
Payton dishes to Fournier. Gordon inside. Johnson's there. And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got 7 points in the game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
They get it again. Whiteside, and he banks in the layup. Whiteside's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Payton outside. Pass to Ross. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Justice Winslow.
And, you know, with his athleticism, you like to see Ross attacking the defense like that.
He's made all 3 of his free throws so far.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
That free throw good from Ross.
And probably the prime memories with the Heat have to be from the Big Three era. I mean, the team has done a great job of transitioning from that era to this current one, but classic example for me of reloading versus rebuilding.
And both free throws good for Ross. And Greg, credit the Miami Heat front office and coaching staff for continuing to keep this team competitive despite losing several Hall of Fame type players in the last couple of years.
And that is never an easy task for a franchise to go through. But the Heat have stayed in the competitive picture with smart signings and trades, and don't discount the impact Eric Spoelstra has had on that roster.
Johnson the screen. Dragic kicks to Waiters. Over Ross. And it's Waiters again missing.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
The Heat trail by 6. Johnson kicks to Dragic. And Gordon over to help. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Heat have made 5 of 10 free throw attempts, a lot of misses.
And, you know, last season, it seemed like it was a strong return to form for Goran Dragic. Was able to be more ball dominant when he was on the floor. And that style seems to work to his advantage. And he just seemed more comfortable in his role with this team.
And Miami making a change here. Adebayo's checked in. Now here's Waiters. He's got 5. And again, it's the Heat missing.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Greg, with Dragic in his statistical resurgence for several seasons, he had been sharing playmaking duties with guys like Wade and Bledsoe.
And as great as those players are, Dragic is best when he's the lead guard. Seems to be best paired with a shooter. A player's mentality can change when he is or isn't the primary ball handler, and that's been the case with Dragic.
The first free throw is good. And so Fournier nails both of them. And here are the Heat now. They set the pick. Here's Waiters. They get it back. Basket is good, and they'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And how about the perseverance offensively? I mean, following up the missed shot, and that results in second and third opportunities.
Greg, you've often heard it said that sometimes it boils down to who wants it, but who wants it is also tied to putting yourself in position to go get it.
And since Dwight Howard back in 2012, the rebuild effort just has languished here in Orlando, unable really to draft any superstar talent. And last season, trades for veteran talent didn't really move the needle either.
Now here's Vucevic. Miami grabs the miss. Johnson's got 7 rebounds in the game. There's the dish to Dragic. Over Payton. No good from Dragic. And Greg, when you look at the Magic, do you see a plan or a roadmap here?
Well, you look at that trade for Serge Ibaka going into last season, and that was probably a sign that ownership was growing impatient. They wanted to cash in their chips and really go for it. And now they might need a rebuild from that rebuild.
You're right.
A flat-out bulldog in the paint. Great job to follow his own shot there and get the basket.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Magic.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
2 shots. Move shots.
He's off on the first.
And you look at the post-up bangers who don't block shots at a high level. More and more we're seeing teams relegate them to that 6-man role off the bench. It'll be interesting to see how that affects a guy like Vucevic who fits that description.
The Heat trail by 4. Dragic kicks to Waiters. Passes it to Winslow. Baseline jumper, and too long on the shot. Greg, why is it, do you think, that teams want those more floor-bound, post-up big men like Vucevic coming off the bench?
I think 2 things. First of all, their defensive shortcomings are less exposed playing against other reserves. Also, their ability to create offense on the block has more value with that second unit because that group tends to have their struggles in terms of scoring the basketball. And Dragic came into the NBA with something on his resume that not many other rookies have. He has a ring from winning the Slovenian Pro League the year before he came to America.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And taking a look back at his performance at the line a year ago, a rock solid 79%.
First one falls for him. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Spates checked in for Vucevic. Hezonja comes in for Ross. Simmons checked in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Elfrid Payton. The Heat also changing it up. Kelly Olynyk checked in for Johnson. O'Carl White comes in for Winslow. And Rodney Magruder's subbed in for Dion Waiters. And the Magic benefiting from multiple first-round picks this summer. They needed the help.
Yeah, they did, and they need a big hit in the draft. I mean, they've lacked star talent, and we know this is a talent-driven league. Either you develop stars or you pull them into your fold. They've got to find some difference makers. There's no doubt about that.
Now, here's Olynyk. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. 5 to shoot. Here's White. Again, the miss by the Heat. Orlando leading. Outside, Simmons. And it's White with the rebound. Still anybody's game at this point.
And no question, this is when you really have to have trust on the floor with each possession.
Here's Magruder. Outside, White. And stolen by Simmons. And now Orlando on the break. And finished off by Hezonja.
Blazing speed in the open floor. Hezonja sprinting well down the court and being rewarded for that effort.
The Heat trail by 4. Dragic kicks to Magruder. They set the screen. And stolen by Simmons. Here's Augustine. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Here's Magruder. Here's Olynyk. Just 4 to shoot. It's good.
And really, the improvement as a finisher is noticeable for Kelly Olynyk.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And from the line a season ago, 73%.
Isaac's checked in for the Magic. And Miami with a change here, too. Johnson's checked in. And that one falls for Olynyk.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
Augustine against Johnson. He dishes it to Olynyk. There's a screen for the tie. Hits the three-point bomb. Olynyk's got 6 points.
And listen, if you're 7 foot and can shoot threes, there's a place for you in today's NBA. Olynyk has that rare combination.
Now here is Augustine. 6 points for him. Here's Simmons. It's hauled in by the Heat. White's got 5 rebounds tonight.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backdoor.
And Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Heat shooting about 33%. Not happy with their play on that end. Here's Adebayo.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling.
And can put the other team on its heels. We'll see how it plays out.
And Augustine kicks to Simmons. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Dragic.
And these sorts of nights can happen. I mean, an extremely rough outing from him in terms of his efficiency. And at this point, the only thing you can hope for is to try to get into some sort of rhythm. Get a couple in a row, try to get to the free throw line, and build some confidence.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And good on the second, so he makes them both. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Are you? Oh, my goodness.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kevin, there. I mean, I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine. Even if he'd have missed it, I don't mind taking a chance to spruce it up a little bit.
1:32 left in the third. Johnson kicks to Magruder to the wing right side. Here's White. And White with the stuff.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Dishes it to Olynyk. Outside, White. Orlando grabs the miss. Spades has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside, Simmons. He feeds it to Spades. And Simmons kicks to Augustine. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Johnson. Augustine, no luck. The Heat with the lead. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Johnson, the pass to Magruder. There's the pick. Back to Johnson. Olynyk sets a screen for Johnson. Floats one up, and it's blocked.
And the suffocating reach of Isaac is tough to overcome and outshoot. Excels at getting up and denying shots.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Miami ahead as they wrap up the third quarter on a 14-6 run. 2K Sports back in a moment from the Amway Center. And meanwhile, Frank Vogel talking to his team.
Play for each other, creators and receivers. Okay, share the ball. Here we go.
On everyone on the same page offensively, Frank Vogel saying to each man, do it for your teammates.
And, you know, I love the fact that he's promoting the spirit, the camaraderie between his guys. And when they're working together, they are a lot harder to stop.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the court for the Heat, Olynyk down low with Whiteside. Then it's White, then it's Johnson, and it's Magruder in at the shooting guard. Yep, it counts. And the Heat lead by 2.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And Augustine kicks to Hezonja. Pass to Isaac. And stolen by White. It's hauled in by the Magic.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter. Having trouble finding the basket.
7-foot shot. No good from Simmons.
You must make that one. Even with the defense present, these are shots you have to finish.
Whiteside, a screen on Augustine. Here's Johnson, and it's sent back by Speights. Simmons passes to Hezonja. Misses in close. The Heat have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Magruder kicks to White. Here's Olynyk. Here's Whiteside. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Well, with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone. The way he goes about defending the rim, it's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic, he's checked in for Speights. Ross comes in for Mario Hezonja. Evan Fournier's checked in for Simmons, and it's Elfrid Payton in for Augustine. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. He does not think they're giving him everything. He said they've been faster to us all night. Loose balls, rebounds, everything. We got to wake up. It's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We got to seize this game. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
To the wing on the left. Picked by Vucevic. Feeds it to Fournier. Kicks it to Vucevic. Shot clock at 5. Here's Ross. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Great appreciation for Ross. Never afraid of going into the contact on the way up. Well done.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
That free throw good from Ross. Goran Dragic is checked in for Tyler Johnson. And both free throws good for Ross.
You know, he's a steady hand at the free throw line, showing tremendous confidence in this one.
Dragic against Payton. Right side a screen. Oh, Whiteside in position. Here's Johnson. Vucevic with the block. And Ross with the slam.
And whenever Ross is in attack mode, it's always a good sign.
For Miami, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. The feed to Dragic. Whiteside, a screen on Payton. And it's Dragic off the drive. Vucevic with the block. Here's Isaac. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Isaac's got 4 points this quarter.
Wow, he is lighting it up here in the second half.
Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Shoots over Vucevic. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Whiteside's got the game tied up here for Miami. Payton against Dragic. Payton kicks to Ross. Vucevic the pass to Ross. It's Fournier on the wing. Not really his range, and it's off target.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Raiders no luck. Magic have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Isaac. Dragic with some nice D. Winslow kicks to Johnson. They get a hand on it. Here's Waiters. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
Yeah, you know, aside from some of the player protection rules, which have been of benefit, a lot of it just comes down to what the body can withstand.
Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for the Heat. And a switcher also for Orlando. Gordon's checked in. Payton dishes to Gordon. Payton passes to Fournier. Picked by Vucevic. Ross with a wide open look. The Magic again can't hit. He'd have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Gordon against Johnson. It's rebounded by Payton. Payton's got his 5th rebound in this one. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And for the Heat, they're shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Right side a screen. Here's Dragic, kept alive. Oh, wow, guys, doesn't look good. We've got an injury here.
Well, I mean, you really feel for him. I mean, and the entire team. Just, you got to hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely, Greg. I mean, of course, this is why you build out your depth as best you can. I mean, you just never know when injuries might show up.
And the Heat making a change here. Magruder's checked in. Here's Magruder. He kicks to Johnson. Johnson, the pass to Magruder. Lets it go from the wing. And that one hits back iron.
No excuses, no explanations. I mean, got to sink that J from mid-range. Defense wasn't even paying attention to him. Come on, man.
And it's time for an injury report. Now an update on Goran Dragic from our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. David, what'd you find out?
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Miami. He told me that he suffered a sprained toe. He's definitely out for this game, and they said there's a chance he could miss a few more games as well, which is not what they need right now. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Yeah, I'm with you there, guys. One thing we know is that he's not going to let it get him down. I mean, it'll only motivate him to work harder to get back as soon as possible.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And Aaron Gordon, a natural power forward, but he was asked to play at small forward last season alongside Serge Ibaka.
And Gordon was willing to try it, Kevin, to his credit, looking to expand his skill set. He's not a shooter right now, and however, with his leaping ability, I think it makes sense to perhaps keep him close to the rim.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time.
Well, you talk about the league's premier athletes, and Aaron Gordon has to be on your list. I mean, incredible dunks in the 2016 dunk contest, and his in-game dunks are ridiculous.
Winslow against Ross. 5 on the clock, off the pick. Here's Whiteside, and the jam by Whiteside.
And Hassan Whiteside in this deep, forget about it, Kevin. I mean, he's great at getting inside and finishing with force.
Payton outside. The pass to Gordon. Payton left side. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Fournier's shot is off. And coming out of Arizona, Aaron Gordon seen as sort of a mini Blake Griffin. Not maybe as strong, but he's that kind of finisher.
Well, certainly can see some similarities and understand the comparison, but they are different players. But I think that Aaron Gordon can be better than Griffin defensively. He's got great mobility, tremendous bounce, and he's got the motor you like to see in a defensive player. If he can get his jump shot going, I think he'll be a star.
White, he's checked in for Miami. Josh Richardson comes in for Rodney Magruder. Orlando's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Payton dishes to Vucevic. Gordon with the screen for Vucevic. Payton outside. Gordon a screen. Over Whiteside. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Okay, time now for an injury report. Now let's check in with DA to see how Justice Winslow is doing. David.
Kevin caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Heat, and the news is pretty good. It does not look like a severe injury. A really discouraging development for this team at such an early point in the season. We'll see how they respond, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Hopefully we'll see him very soon. Here's Whiteside. Here's Johnson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. That one falls for Johnson. And the Heat with some changes. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Okoro White. Rodney Magruder comes in for Josh Richardson. And Ellington is subbed in for Tyler Johnson. Good on both. And here is Payton. They set the pick. Pick by Vucevic. No good from Payton.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done. That's smothering defense. Chicken and gravy defense, not giving him an inch there. That's how you guard the inside. Yes, sir.
Johnson, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. Miami's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Magruder, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long?
Well, that was a great dunk, and we've got a great game here.
Here's Payton. But they'll get another chance. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
And, you know, you develop a level of trust with your teammates when you show the kind of concentration that Vucevic shows in these situations. He's the total package.
Johnson kicks to Whiteside. And the dunk by Olynyk.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Ross, that's good. Ross has got it all tied up now for the Magic. He's shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Whiteside a screen. Johnson against Gordon. Now here's Johnson. He's tightly guarded, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Up off the screen, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
Good to see Gordon coming through with the big basket. I mean, he's no stranger to these high-intensity moments.
And Miami shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. Johnson with a screen on Gordon. Takes the 13-footer. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
Okay, time now for an injury report. Now let's check in with DA to see how Justice Winslow is doing. David.
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Miami. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. A really discouraging development for this team at such an early point in the season. We'll see how they respond, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Yeah, I'm with you there, guys. One thing we know is that he's not going to let it get him down. I mean, it'll only motivate him to work harder to get back as soon as possible.
Payton passes to Ross. Gordon with a screen on Olynyk. It's stolen by Johnson. In transition, here comes Miami. Johnson's got the ball. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Oh, and he quieted down the crowd with that shot. Big, big play.
And that was a punch in the gut to those fans.
Payton dishes to Fournier. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
I like to see Fournier drawing contact on his shots. I mean, he's a crafty player who gives defenses a lot of problems.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for the Heat. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Johnson against Gordon, and it's blocked by Gordon.
At the defensive end, Gordon is very accomplished. I mean, he gets off the ground quickly and is an excellent shot blocker as a result.
Fournier against Olynyk. They get it back, and Vucevic kicks to Fournier. Connects from three-point range. And the Magic lead by 6.
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
And that's what you want to do. I mean, you can't let the opposition off the hook here. I mean, you've got to keep adding to that lead.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're trailing by 6. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Terrence Ross.
And guys, he's just played angry tonight. I mean, he's taken that anger out on the rim with one throwdown after another. They have not been able to stop him from getting to the rim.
Miami with the ball. Here's Johnson. That one a little long. And so the Magic can now just hold on to the ball.
Oh! Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, ooh, wow. Well, we know that T. Ross can get it going. Part of the 50-plus club in terms of scoring the basketball.
Here's White. And again, it's the Heat missing. Outside, Simmons. Shot, high post, no good. So the Magic win it. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Evan Fournier. Hey, Evan, does a win like tonight's against this kind of competition show you how far you've come as a team?
Yeah, sure. You know, we obviously showing progress, but we want to be a very good team. We are very ambitious.
Nothing wrong with a little ambition, Evan. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.